you literally were one of my very first followers. And then when you followed me and I, followed back, I was like, this dude is cool. Like,
if they say talk to your manager, you just say, you know what, talk to the hand. You don't need to be on my podcast. But yeah, dude. Yeah, you do a great job.
Thank you. I always get a kick out of talking with you on Patreon. You have a really good, view on everything.
That wasn't planned.
You know what? But I like this Canadian.
Well,
like this one.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. What's happening, everybody? Welcome to Mindful Reality. I am waiting on my panel. I don't know if they're having technical difficulties, but it is my intent, at least, to have my panel run down the Challenge USA Part 2 cast and just give thoughts and opinions on each cast member. If in the event that they do not show up, I'm inviting anyone. I put my StreamYard link here, so anybody who wants to hop on to discuss the upcoming Challenge USA 2 panel, feel free to click the link. And if nobody does that within the next few minutes, I will just get to talking about the panel myself. But I will make a disclaimer that I have not watched The Amazing Race. And I have watched some Survivor, but I just started watching it a couple of seasons ago. So my opinions of Amazing Race, the two Amazing Race cast members are none. And my opinions of the Survivor cast might be limited because I mostly know the newer ones. Hey, Ashley. So something I mentioned in one of my other lives that I had done a day or two ago is that I started watching panels. Panels was one of the first things that I started watching when I was watching the challenge, and I discovered that they did like online after shows. And I really enjoyed the online after shows because I didn't know anybody else who watched those shows in my actual life. So there was nobody that I could call and break everything down with, or there was nobody watching it with me. So the panels allowed me an opportunity to just tune into a show and hear different people speaking on my behalf. So I love the idea of panels. With that said, I am just going to get started with the Challenge USA 2. Let's see, the Challenge USA 2 cast list. I'm going to share my screen. Oh, I'm going to share my screen in a second. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Okay, as y'all can see, I mean, it's a small picture, but that is our lovely Challenge USA 2 cast. And I'm going to start going through each of these people one by one in order that they have them listed here. Okay? So I promise you that this is not my doing. But the first person that they listed was Mr. Bergman, Mr. Wes Bergman. I have to admit, Hold on a minute. Let me see if I can change this for now. Okay. So I have to admit, when it comes to seeing Wes Bergman on today's renditions of these shows, it's a little bit harder than it used to be. And I'll tell you why. I'm a big fan of Wes, as everybody knows. When he was on the Challenge All Stars 3, it was kind of okay because for All Stars 3, he was amongst fellow All Stars. So even though a lot of them probably wanted to get him out, there was also like a healthy level of respect for Wes for all of what he's done and been to the game. Whereas when he gets on the cast with the flagship people, or when he gets on casts with people from other shows that have not played on shows with him, they're like, let's just get out Wes. So the Challenge USA 2, when I was talking to Wes, you guys are going to see the preview that I did with Wes on my channel coming up next Sunday. And I talked to Wes about how there were 9 Big Brother players cast to this series, 7 Survivor players, and 6 Challenge players. So the Challenge guys are outnumbered. So it's a little bit iffy. It's like, are the Challenge people going to stay together and stay Challenge strong? I tend to feel like no, because look at the type of challengers they have on their team. Josh, Fessy. Oh, well, not Josh and Fessy. Bananas, Corey, who has never really worked with Wes or Bananas, I don't really think. What do we got in this picture? Tori, Amanda, like the Challenge people beef with each other. The Survivor people kind of beef with each other too, but they seem to have an understanding like we're not going to do this right away. We're going to get to the beef. The beef will always be in the freezer, and we can thaw it out when the time comes. Whereas challengers or Big Brother people might go after each other before other teams have to do that. So they kind of just wait and see. But I'm excited to see Wes. I'm always excited to see him. I don't really want to give a spoiler or anything, but it's not really a spoiler to say that he probably will not be on that many more challenges because his wife is pregnant. She's due in September, and in the foreseeable future, he said that he's going to be dedicating that time towards taking care of his wife and his kid, understandably so. So I'm excited to see him there, but I do know that it's going to be a tough road for him to actually win this one. Well, we have Michaela Bradshaw, who is from Survivor 33 and 34 in the challenge. I don't know if it was saying she was on a challenge season. It's going to be a big mix. I totally agree, Patricia. I totally agree. The best thing for that man to do is to downplay his threat level, because his threat level is instantly high just because he's Wes, no matter what he says and no matter what he does. So he needs to take a page out of CT's book. The last season that CT was on, CT somehow found a way to stay under the radar enough. And he was like, just leave the old man alone. I got back pains. He kind of humbled himself and downplayed his threat level so that people would not target him immediately. I don't know if Wes is capable of doing that, but he needs to try. As I said, I don't have as big opinions of the Survivor and Amazing Race cast because I don't know them as well. But I respect all the people who have been on Survivor, and Michaela has been on Survivor twice in back-to-back seasons. So that alone garners some respect for me. Now we got apparently one of the most controversial cast members in history, in the history of the challenge. Let me see. All challenge participants should remain in the back because they will come for all. Yep, that's true, because if there's anything that we've seen, especially with the Survivor players, because I always just feel like the Survivor players are the biggest threat, is that the Survivor players play the elimination game really well. And they like to wait for mistakes. So it's like, boom, mistake was made. Let's gun for this person. And if it's a challenge person, even better. But as I was saying, I guess unpopular opinion I've learned, I like Paulie. Now, I will admit, I watched him on the challenge before I watched him on Big Brother. I did go back and watch Big Brother. And his behavior on Big Brother was rather, it's pretty deplorable on Big Brother. The reason I liked him on the challenge, though, is because a lot of the modern day challengers are just on there for, like, you know, brand deals, or they're trying to become social media influencers. They don't really care about the game as much. The older challengers were like, I'm doing this for like a dirt bike and $10,000, Panasonic camera, T-Mobile Sidekick 2. So you had to love the game to be on the show for nothing like that. But nowadays, you know, they get a bigger stipend. Some of them get money, pretty good money, just for showing up. Some of the vets. Paulie is one of the guys. I know he gets that stuff too. You know, he gets his money for showing up. It boosts him up a little bit with his social media. Probably gives him some extra opportunities whenever he gets on a show. I mean, that always benefits somebody. But when he came onto the challenge, he was like, I don't just want to play the game. It was like, I want to be a challenge legend. And whether you guys like that or don't like that, the thing about a villain is, even if people are tuning in to see the villain fail, they are still tuning in. And I think that Paulie is a good villain. And what I mean whenever I say good villain, because I've said this a few different times in a few different places, and I said it to him. Fun fact, this was not filmed until, I think I heard it was filmed in like April or May-ish. I met Paulie in November of 2022. And I spoke to him. I was like, yo, Paulie, we need you back on the challenge. Because I like having somebody on there who's not afraid to make the big moves, that is not afraid to ruffle feathers, and that is not afraid to be like, I want to be the top dog. The only guy that we have had kind of trying to do that in recent years is Fessy. We all know how that goes. I don't really enjoy watching Fessy that much. So Paulie would be the one who will cross over to get the bigger dog. And I would love to see it, and I would live for that. I would live to see Paulie cross over and make friends with another group and be like, I want to get out Johnny Bananas. Because the last couple of seasons that I've seen Johnny Bananas on, somehow people forgot the man was there. I'm like, how are y'all forgetting that this guy has the most wins in challenge history? I don't understand, because he makes jokes and throws daily competitions. You forget that he's Johnny Bananas. Yeah, I'm interested. I'm very interested to see Polly. I'm very interested to see Polly back on my screen. We got Cassidy Clark. I know Cassidy Clark. I don't know Cassidy Clark well. Do we know if any of the cast members know each other besides the challenge? Well, it's hard to say, but the thing with the challenge, the thing with this whole CBS community in particular, is they all get to know each other. Like once these people, for instance, once like a Cassidy finishes her season of Survivor, then they have reality TV meet and greets. They have things that they film, CBS Studios. They connect with each other on social media. So it's hard to say which ones like connected and are close or anything like that. Personally, outside of the show, but I'm sure that some of them formed relationships with the others. But the thing about it is, there are large groups of castmates coming from the same show, even if they weren't on the same season. Like I was saying, there's nine people from Big Brother. They have undoubtedly connected at some point in time. There's 7 people from Survivor. They have undoubtedly connected at some point in time. Remember when we were watching Challenge USA 1, and it was like, even though some of those people that were from the same show didn't play on the same season, you could see that they were familiar with each other because they joined this alumni group. They are now part of an alumni group, and they're connected to each other. They're linked to each other. So I'm sure some of them know each other. But I can't say that I know which ones know each other. And when I asked Wes that when I interviewed him, he's like, I can't really talk about that. But he did say that he was at least familiar with most of the cast. But I'm not going to skip over Cassidy. I remember her doing pretty well in Survivor, and I'm looking forward to seeing how she does over here. Luis from The Amazing Race, I can't say that I know him because, like I was telling you guys, I have not watched The Amazing Race, or I watched a couple of episodes of the DX and Claire season, but I couldn't really get into it. Tyler. I am actually familiar with Tyler from BB20 and BB22. He did well on both of those seasons. He has a great political game. I think that he's probably pretty well known amongst everyone in the house and probably well liked also. What I don't know about him is how he ranks as a physical competitor, but he seems to be athletic, but you can't really gauge somebody's athleticism just off of what they do on Big Brother. Because frankly, of those shows, aside from a couple of the endurance competitions, Big Brother has the least physical requirement. But like I said, I know that he has an awesome social game, and that's going to carry him far. I think he'll probably get along with all the different groups. So it's just a matter of, will he make the right moves at the right time? Will he be cutthroat when he needs to be? How will he get along with the big dogs, the big personalities in the house? How will he navigate through that? I think that his best bet would be to rely on that social clout up to a point, and then kind of use it to direct the game one way or another, but in a passive way where they're not seeing him as the puppet master. I think that he's in an ideal kind of position, to be honest. Tori. There's something that they've been saying about Tori. They have been calling Tori the face of the challenge online. I don't know where that came from. I think that I think someone said that she was made their challenge display picture or something like that. But I'm like, I like Tori. She is one of the more recognizable people in today's modern day challenge. She did win the last season that she was on. Actually, she didn't win the last season she was on. Correction. Because I believe she was on World Championships also. But she won the season prior to that. So she's a challenge champ is my point. A recent challenge champ. But I saw Cara Maria as the face of the challenge at one point. I saw Bananas as the face, CT as the face, Wes, Laurel even. I know her person, turquoise, waving. You know who, Patricia. Yeah, the face of the challenge, I don't know. But I guess that's not really important in the grand scheme of things. Anyways, what I think about her chances, I think that they are the same as they always have been. This season, she's going to be jumping in there without Jordan. And I know she had a bunch of seasons without Jordan, but recently she has been clinging to Jordan. She's been clinging to Jordan on recent seasons. Hold on, everybody. I am just tapping into Facebook to see if there are any comments on Facebook. Okay, there's no comments on Facebook. Okay. Yeah, so I think that the thing with Tori is that sometimes she tends to play too much of an emotional and a personal game. That's her biggest weakness because she is pretty good at a lot of things. She's one of the better physical competitors. I wouldn't say she's the top dog or anything like that, but she's one of the better female competitors from a physical standpoint. She does struggle with puzzles and things like that sometimes and strategy, but she's very good at the challenge, but then she can get mentally taken out of the challenge when things don't go her way or when she's trying to protect her friend, she's trying to protect her group. In the last couple of seasons, trying to protect her ex-fiance. You know, it's probably a good thing for her that he's not on this upcoming season because I think they needed another little break. But I would say she's in the upper tier of the women on the show for this season. Tori, Mr. Bananas. I have to admit this to you guys. I met Johnny Bananas. I want to say late 2020 or early 2021, one of those. I can't remember if it was December of 2020 or January of 2021. I thought that he was going to be the exact same guy that I saw on the TV. And to an extent he was, but he's also one of the nicest challengers I ever met. That's neither here nor there. He is who he is when it comes to the competition, and that's all we're talking about here. And somehow he has downplayed himself. I don't know if maybe they're looking at him like, hey, this guy's in his 40s now. He's not quite as young and athletic and strong, and he doesn't have as much endurance as he used to have. But if the man is allowed to just sit back, chill, and be comfortable, he's going to do just that. And he can muster up the energy to win a final because he still trains all the time. He still goes to the gym. He's still in shape. He still lifts weights. He still does. He knows how to win a final better than anyone. And yes, he has not won, but he made another final. He made another final in his comeback. Finished second. So I don't really know if the thing with this cast is not like those younger, overconfident flagship people who I think were like, we can take him out at any time, even though he's Johnny Bananas. I'm better than him, bigger than him, stronger than him, faster than him, smarter than him. I think their arrogance was their downfall because they allowed him to slide so often when they should have been trying to get him out early and often. I think these other casts, like Patricia was saying, I think these other casts are going to be a little bit more hip to his game. And I think they're going to target him a little earlier, and it's going to be hard. It's going to be harder. So it makes me wonder if we are going to get, whether artificial or not, another Bananas alliance. It makes me wonder because Wes has talked about partnering, or not necessarily partnering, but cooperating with Jordan by default on World Championships and All-Stars 3, knowing that they were both huge targets. So it's like it's better to work together than against each other because they will use us to get each other out type of thing. So it presents an interesting dynamic. This is the face of the challenge. No matter whether you say he's the best, not the best, he's the face. He's the first person who wanted to be the face. He's the first person who played enough seasons to be the face. He earned the face. Whether you like the face or not, that's who he is. Mr. Challenge. Fringe. Wait, let me go back up. I don't even like that word. Fringe. I have a tough time with Michelle. Michelle and Jay were very dramatic together. And I liked Jay when he was there by himself, but I feel like he was more dramatic with Michelle as his partner, and she was very dramatic. Now, in the off season, I've heard that the game was getting to her. It's making her paranoid, and it's tough. And it's a different game from Survivor, so I get it. But I just hope that Michelle is a little bit more together and a little bit less dramatic. I like drama, but she provides a little bit more than what I like. And a lot of it was not really too game related. Amanda. I feel like Amanda doesn't have a chance in hell at winning. She's far from the strongest female there. I think that they bring her for the ratings. Honestly. Because they know that I feel like they've been doing that in recent seasons, like bringing in that wild card person like an Amanda or like a Kayla or I want to say Kellyanne, but Kellyanne is a strong competitor too. But I feel like they bring in that person who doesn't care about being liked, doesn't care about being friends with everybody, isn't afraid to speak up in the elimination discussions, like who's going to get thrown in. And that's Amanda. I would be shocked if she wins this season or even makes the final, honestly. But the time she's there, I'm sure it's going to be explosive. I am sure that. Of this, I am sure. Who we got? Dusty Harris. Okay, Dusty Harris is from The Amazing Race. I saw a little bit of his clips. I have not seen The Amazing Race, as I said, but I did see a little bit of his clips on the challenge Instagram page, and I saw some people talking about him, and it looks like he's going to be part of plenty of discussions. It seems like he's kind of alpha, and yeah, I do look forward to seeing how he's going to interact with the rest of the cast. Like I said, I have not seen The Amazing Race, so I don't have any insight. Miss Chanel. I also met Chanel. Chanel is part of Survivor 42. One thing that I could say about her for sure is that she is a beast of a physical competitor. And she's been posting on her social media feeds about all the training that she did leading up to this. So I'm not sure how she'll do in the strategy and the social aspect of the game, but I know that in a physical aspect, she's definitely, an upper echelon of this cast, and I look forward to seeing her there. Bang bang! For those who are Big Brother fans, I don't know what to expect from Ameerah. Ameerah is like a wild card to me because I don't know what she's capable of physically. She did not have a great social game on Big Brother, but I guess this is a chance for her to kind of redeem herself and show us what she's capable of. So that's all I got to say about that. Show me what you got. And I'll be seeing her this week at the Big Brother premiere. Miss Alyssa Lopez. I got to tell y'all about Alyssa Lopez. I watched Big Brother 23 through the Cookout lens. And through the Cookout lens, Alyssa was there, but I was looking at her in the side mirror, the other side mirror, and then in the rear view mirror, because I'm like, what does Alyssa got to do with the Cookout? The only thing that I was really looking at with Alyssa was just her relationships with X and Christian. I did like Alyssa, but I was rooting for the Cookout. So the reason I'm mentioning that is because I interviewed Alyssa. I think it was sometime earlier this year. Yes, it was. It was sometime earlier this year. I think it was about towards the beginning of this year, maybe like February-ish. And I watched the show again, and I took the Cookout filter off, and I watched it from her lens, and then I interviewed her and spoke to her about it. And then I spoke to her about her experience in the Challenge USA 1. And she did well in the Challenge USA 1. She's an underrated threat. Obviously, she met her match in that physical elimination, but she won her share of eliminations as well. She won her share of dailies as well. She's a good competitor, and I actually look forward to seeing her back. And from what I've heard, I mean, I don't really know if this is a spoiler, but I think that from the things that I've seen, which are not spoilers, I promise you guys, the Big Brother alum might be more amicable or more friendly than they were initially. But we shall see. And I hope to get Alyssa back to talk to her again. We'll see if that ends up happening. I'm aiming for it. John A, 500K, John A. Yeah, Alyssa's underrated. That's the short version of what I was trying to say. She is underrated. I didn't expect her to do the things that she was able to do. 500K John A. Speaking of which, I met John A at a Challenge Mania as well, and I told her, like, I didn't expect you to come back to All Stars and be so much better than you were on your original seasons of the challenge. And she was like, neither did I. And she was like, to be honest with you guys, to be honest with you, when I started up doing the challenge, it was never like a goal of mine to really win the challenge. I just wanted to go on there, see my friends, party, drink, whatever. And she was like, once I got married and had my family and came back, she said that that's her drive. That's her reason for being. And that pushed her to do things that she never thought that she could do. So I have utmost respect for 500K John A. And I think she's no longer a sleeper. Everyone knows. Great social game. Great with the puzzles. She upped her endurance a lot. She's very steady. I mean, yeah, she still has her moments, but everyone on the show has their moments. But she's very even keel. Like, she's the motherly figure in the house. Even though there's other mothers, she has just tended to take that role. She comes to work with some drama. Where are we at? Where are we at? Josh Martinez. I want to say one thing about Josh. Shout out to Josh. I follow his Instagram page. I see all these CrossFit workouts he's been doing, how he changed his shape. It seems like he's been working on himself. Although we do have some previews that we've seen with some fights, and there's rumors of fights that took place in the house involving him. Verbal fights, I mean, not physical ones. I don't know if there's physical ones, but I'm just saying. Josh is Josh. I'm just going to move on. Everything is everything, as they say. Tiffany. I'm so glad that Tiffany is going to be back. Tiffany. This is a spoiler. I asked Wes who his most and least favorite that he's looking forward to seeing on the Challenge USA 2, like where his mind was at, as in when he went in. He said the person he was looking forward to meeting the most was Tiffany, and the person that he was least looking forward to seeing was Josh. I like Josh, hoping he comes with a new look on how to play the game. I hope so. Oh, by the way, about Tiffany, this is the thing about Tiffany, though. Tiffany talks a little too much. So she is very smart at the game. She's extremely smart at the game. She's very tactical. If you have heard her on the Winner's Circle, you know how tactical that Tiffany is. If you have not heard her on the Winner's Circle, go to the Winner's Circle and check out some of the Tiffany episodes, and you know she's a queen tactician. The problem is she lets everyone know that she's the queen tactician. No wonder Wes was looking forward to meet her, because she has a little bit of the same issues as Wes, as having a hard time laying low. But I'm rooting for you, Tiffany. We got Sebastian Noel. I'm a little bit familiar with him. Not too much. I know who he is, though. And another Survivor Strong. Another member of Survivor Strong. We got Fesso. Big Brother. I don't know. Fessy is Fessy. I feel like there's not much to say on him either. Yeah, Tiff is definitely a gamer for sure. That brain of hers, always moving, always working. It's always working. Fessy, he needs to humble himself. That's it. He has not won yet. Yes, he's been to like a couple of finals. He does pretty good in the dailies, but he just thinks more of himself than what he's actually done for the challenge game. If we had a challenge Mount Rushmore, he wouldn't be anywhere near it. So get some wins under your belt, sir. Fussy Fessy. We got Alyssa Snyder. Those of you who were following me for Big Brother kept telling me, oh, Alyssa, if she sits in the final 2 seat, she's going to be the most dangerous player in the game for making it to the final 2 because her social game is just incredible, like the best thing we've ever seen ever. And I'm like, I don't know about all that. I'll be seeing what Alyssa can do for the first time on the challenge. But I actually kind of look forward to seeing her on the challenge because the social part of it is going to be to her benefit. Now, imagine if she's decent at some of the physical stuff, or she's good at some of the puzzles, or like swimming. She could be a force on the challenge. Who knows? She's a wild card to me. Super wild card. Mr. Monty. A lot of people do not like Monty because of his portrayal. Some of it self-imposed on BB24. His relationship with Taylor. Some of the things that he said to her after she removed his headphones. On the next episode of As the World Turns, I did hear the rumor. MC, I did hear the rumor. But yeah, this might be the game for Monty. Monty's a big dude. And even if it's not as dependent on your social skills, but even still, he finished in second place. He just picked the wrong person to go to final 2 with him if he wanted to win. So I can't say that he was bad at Big Brother, but what I'm saying is, like, you can be bad at the challenge and still make a final or make it far if you can physically fight your way to get there. And that's what Alyssa told me that she liked more about the challenge versus Big Brother, because she was like, on Big Brother, when they choose that you're going out, you're just going out, right? But on the challenge, you have a chance to fight your way back in. So a lot of the Big Brother players have said that to me, as a matter of fact. We have got Chris Underwood. I don't know him, but he's from Survivor 38. Whatever, Monty, I'm still bitter. And I said I'm not going to comment on the ones that I don't know. Corey. Looks like that's one of his kids on his arm. Probably his first one. Corey is a dad now. He's back. I think that he had said he retired from the challenge, but I guess now that, he's had his kids for few years, he feels comfortable, and possibly Challenge USA 2 is a shorter taping time. I don't really know what to expect because Corey doesn't have his usual cast that he had before. Corey used to have a group that kept him protected. Like he used to have his boy Nelson, and prayers up for Nelson as he continues to struggle through his recovery from that terrible car accident. But he used to have a bunch of guys that were aligned with him that made the game easier for him. So now on this game, the people that he has as challenge castmates that are on the show are kind of, they were never super close with him, at least in the game. So he doesn't have that. I don't know his relationships with the other shows, Big Brother, Survivor, and Amazing Race, but it's going to be a harder road for him. And I wonder if he's going to be a turncoat. I could see him being somebody who's a turncoat who goes to the other teams like, yo, look, man, I want bananas and West South just as bad as y'all do. So let's like work together and make something happen. I could see him being that guy. We'll see what happens though. We have got Desi. I didn't see Survivor 35, but I sure saw Survivor Challenge USA Season 1, and I felt bad for the way she went out. With Enzo flailing in the pool. So I'm glad that she's gonna get not the pool, the body of water, whatever it was, river, ocean. But she's nice. She's good at the game. She's strong as hell, and I can't wait to see her back on the challenge. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the cast. So, with that said, I'm going to give you guys some closing thoughts. It's not going to be much, but overall, the people that I am most and least looking forward to seeing back on the show. I'm looking forward to seeing quite a few of them, actually. I'm looking forward to seeing Alyssa. I'm looking forward to seeing Desi. I'm looking forward to seeing Chanel. I'm looking forward to seeing Wes, always. I'm kind of looking forward to seeing Corey back on the show. And just in general, I'm looking forward to seeing the Survivor players because they shake the game up. Oh, no problem, Patricia. No problem. Okay. Let's see. Least looking forward to seeing Fessy. Who do I think is going to get in the most fights in the house? Josh. Who do I think might end up in a showmance? Tyler's single. So nothing would surprise me with Tyler. As far as I know, Alyssa, not Alyssa Lopez, the other Alyssa is single. Alyssa Snyder, I think her last name is. Let's see. And which crossover show do I think will have the strongest alliance? It's tough. Because the challenge people have played with each other the most. Way more than any of those other teams have played together. But playing together for them means different things. Playing together just means that they've been on lots of seasons together. And they sometimes gun for each other over and over and over and over and over. They don't care how many times they play together. Like, I'm going to keep going after the same people on my season. So can they put that aside for once and be like, yo, we're outnumbered here. We're the third largest group. Let's work together at least at the beginning to try to take down some of those Big Brother and Survivor numbers. I would like to hope so, but I can truthfully see the challenge group self-imploding. That's my opinion. I hope Tyler isn't hauling around that man bun. So, with that said, we still have a little over, maybe like a week and a half before the Challenge USA 2. 1 week from today, you guys will be seeing my Patreon exclusive interview that I did with Wes that is currently on his Patreon, but will be on my page next week. This week, Big Brother is starting. Big Brother is starting August 2, which is in 3 days. We had a long wait, but Big Brother is starting in 3 days. Challenge USA is starting in 10 days. And then we're going to get Survivor and Amazing Race. Even though I don't watch that, I'm just running that down for you guys about Amazing Race being on the roster at the end of September. The challenge airs on... So the challenge... Okay. Let me see if I have this on this computer. No, unfortunately... Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think I have it on this computer, but hold on. I could get that for you really quick. Hold on. Matter of fact, I know where I have it. Excuse the disorganization. I just have so many different things. Yeah, you can Google it, but I do have notes on it. That's the reason why. All right, here we go. I'm going to go through this run through again. The Big Brother schedule. Okay, the challenge day that the challenge is on Thursday. So the first 3 weeks of the season, it's going to be airing 2 days a week, Thursday and Sunday, right? Thursdays, 10 p.m., Sundays, 9 p.m. And then after August 31st, it's only going to be Thursdays at 10 p.m. That's the challenge. Big Brother is going to be on its regular times at the start of the season. So the first 2 months of Big Brother, it's going to be airing as it always has, Sunday, Wednesday, Thursday. When the NFL season starts and Survivor and Amazing Race come back on, Big Brother's Tuesday is going to be changed. I mean, Big Brother's Wednesday is going to be changed to Tuesday. So Big Brother and the last month of Big Brother will now be Sunday 10 p.m. instead of 8 p.m. It'll be Tuesday 8 p.m. instead of Wednesday 9 p.m. And it'll be Thursday 8 p.m. instead of Thursday 9 p.m. So Big Brother first 2 months are going to be on one schedule, and then it's going to switch schedules in the last month. You can look that up too. And Survivor and Amazing Race are now going to be an hour and a half as opposed to an hour. So Wednesday is going to be a big block from 8 o'clock to 11 o'clock. 8 to 9:30 will be Survivor, and 9:30 to 11 will be the Amazing Race. That's it. So, unfortunately, we didn't get to have the panel today, but we will hopefully get to have the panel eventually. Because I really do want to make a panel out of this. You asked what's the question? Who's the options, Patricia? Tell me who the options are, and I'll answer your question. Out of which options? And you only have a few seconds to type this in because I'm hopping off here pretty soon. I'm tired. Because I gave Wes options. And CT was out of anybody on the challenge? No, you have to give me 3 names, Patricia. You have to give me 3 specific names. I can't pick if I don't have names. You have to give me 3 names. You got to give me 3 names. MC, if you want to drop a name in there or 2 or whatever. Who's Laura? Who's Laura? Did I miss something? Do you mean Laurel? Laurel? Because I don't know a Laura on the challenge. I don't know if you mean Laurel. What options did I give Wes? So what happened was at the Challenge Mania event that I went to, a lady in the audience was like, ladies, I have a question for you guys. And they threw the options out there of Wes, Bananas, and Jordan. And CT jumped in and answered, and everyone thought that was hilarious. Okay, Alyssa, and Tiff. Thank you for being kind, MC. Because I didn't want to answer. I didn't want 3 guys in my answer. I would have answered you anyways, but I'm. Let me think about that. Okay, Alyssa, and Tiff. That's a tough one. That's a tough one. That's a tough one. I might go with. I might go with Mary Tiff. That wasn't the first thing that came into my head. I was gonna say Alyssa. I know there's 2 Alyssas. That wasn't like a joke. Alyssa Snyder. I mean Alyssa Lopez. You're getting me confused. So my official answer for MCs is Mary Tiff, kill Alyssa Snyder, fudge Alyssa Lopez. That's my answer for that. Tiff, I almost put on the kill part, but that's only because I feel like, man, that would be a tough person to be married to. That would be a tough person to be married to. But then it might be that person who's tough to be married to, but also is going to elevate your game in your life. So it's like you take the good with the bad type of thing. You got to give me 3 names, Patricia. Okay. You got to give me 3 names. Monty, Fessy, and Josh. Oh, so you had to do me like that right after. Right after I said thank you for not putting 3 guys in there. Okay. Definitely killing Josh. That's an easy one. Fudge, Fessy, Mary, Monty. No, wait a minute. Those are bad options. I might switch those 2 around. Mary, Fessy, Fudge, Monty. There we go. Because I wouldn't want to hear Monty talk. So that's the only reason I had to switch that order. Cara Maria. Okay. So if I'm putting these 3 names together, Cara Maria, Anissa, and Hannah. Okay. Cara Maria, Anissa, and Hannah. I've met 2 out of 3 of them. I met Anissa and Hannah. I wish I could meet Cara Maria. So let me think about this. Definitely marry Hannah. Definitely that's hard, man. Hannah would definitely be the marry one out of those 3. Because she's good looking and she's a genius. And I could sit home while she makes all the money. Let me see. I would say Kill Anissa and Fudge Cara Maria. There we go. Sorry, Anissa. I still love Anissa. Tiff would totally boss me around, and I'd have to I'd end up having to steal out of her purse to make my world right. Right? Tiff would be good for you. Possibly. Kayla, and who else? Hannah's eyes make me stop breathing for a second. CT, and killed Fessy. Yeah, so I answered you guys' questions. I answered 3 of them. I answered the first one, Alyssa, and Tiff. I answered the one of Monty, Fessy, and Josh. And I answered Anissa, Cara Maria, and Hannah. The thing I love about interviewing Wes is he'll answer anything. Because I remember the first time I interviewed him, before I turned the camera on, I was like, is there any questions that are off limits? He was like, no, absolutely not. Ask me anything. I don't care. I'll answer any question. So I know that when I talk to him, there's no filter there. Also, people that I didn't experience a filter with, believe it or not, Alyssa Lopez and Sam from the circle. Taylor, Azza, Hannah from Big Brother. How do we get into this game? Patricia, look what you started. Taylor, Azza, and Hannah. I don't even want to answer that question, to tell you the truth. But I don't want to answer this question, but disclaimer. This is just a game, and these are the options that I was given. So I'm still keeping Hannah on the Mary list. So it's a choice between Azza and Taylor. I want to say Fudge Taylor, kill Azza. But I want to say that this choice is by a hair. You ask me this question tomorrow, and I might flip them around. This is not like a quick, easy choice. Actually, you did. It was a follow-up. Azza is an angel sent by God. Shout out to Azza. I met Azza twice. The last time I saw her, she's the one who's hosting the Big Brother party, the Big Brother watch party, and the Big Brother lip sync party. Shout out to Azza. That's why I said I didn't even like those 3 names. It's easier when you get 3 names, and one of the names you don't like, and one of the names you really like, because the one you really like, you automatically put as the Mary. The one that you hate or don't like, you automatically put as the kill. And the one that you maybe just find attractive but repulsive at the same time, you put in the Fudge list. I am going to the lip sync party. I am going to it. And actually, this time I'm going to bring my business cards because I feel like it's been missed opportunities. This will be my 3rd time meeting Azza and Big D. This will be my 2nd time meeting Hannah. Excuse me. This will be my 2nd time meeting Hannah and Tiffany, right? I'm going to meet a big chunk of the BB23 cast. I'm going to meet a bunch of the Survivor cast. I'm going to meet a couple of the Jersey Shore cast, some of the Challenge cast, I'm sure, the surprise guests. and I'm bringing my business cards and as many of them as I can get to agree to come on my channel. I'll just say I can't guarantee anything, but it won't be for lack of effort because I never brought business cards to any of the other ones. Can you tell us more about? I'm gonna pull that up right now. Actually, let me show you. I can show you better than I can tell you. I can show you better than I can tell you. I can show you better than I can tell you. Okay. Pop this back up on the screen. There we go. Reality lip sync battle. So they're having a lip sync battle in the name of charity. An epic showdown. Come join the stars of VH1, ABC, CBS, and MTV as they battle for the title of reality lip sync champion. Now, I don't know if you guys have seen like lip sync battles. They've had multiple versions of those on TV. They had one that was hosted by Method Man. I think they had one that was hosted by LL Cool J. They basically choose a song and they lip sync the song and they act it out. And then usually the crowd chooses. They usually have it like in a versus kind of sense. Like, let's say one person will pick some Eminem song, and another person will pick whoever, Brandy or like Beyonce or something, and they'll act it out and do it out, and basically the person that they think is the best, the person they think that is the best is going to be moving on to the next level to battle somebody else. And Azza is a cheat code because y'all don't know she loves karaoke. So this is going to be August 1st, 8 to 11:30. I'm going to be there. I've been at this place a couple of times before with my friends, so I'm familiar with the place. It says all proceeds will go to Give Kids the World, which is a charity, an organization that provides cost-free vacations to kids with critical illness. I love that. Competing shows: Big Brother, Jersey Shore, Survivor, Love Island, Amazing Race, 90 Day Fiance, Love is Blind. Judge Kyle Cook, Summer House. Jill Zarin, Real Housewives of New York. Linda Larkin, voice of Princess Jasmine. The Princess Jasmine? Yo, if I meet her, I don't know who she is, but if they're talking about the voice of Princess Jasmine from Aladdin, from original Aladdin, I'm going to find her and be like, please do the voice. I need you to do the voice one time. Chris Kirkpatrick of NSYNC and Celebrity Big Brother. Cool. And these are the people that are going to be there. Let's see if I can show y'all. Yeah, you can see a lot of these are people that we know and recognize. Let's go down. And that's it. Oh, and for anyone who's interested, they're going to have other watch parties, one in Birmingham, Michigan, one in Silver Springs, Maryland. Man, I might go to that one. Oh. They're going to have one in Atlanta, Georgia on October 5th. I see you, Azza. Those are all added. Things are never too classy, Flake. I just don't talk about those things on camera. What do you think of Jersey Shore joining one of the challenges? Couldn't do it. I don't think they could do it. I don't think they would be prepared for it. Maybe like back in the day, like 20s, in their 20s, I think that Mike, I think that possibly, I think all the guys, I think that all the, well, not all the girls, Jenny and what's her name? Sammy. I think that Jenny and Sammy back in the day could have done a thing or two on the challenge. I don't think that none of them could do anything on present day challenge, but on the old challenge and the old them, definitely they would fit right in. If that's what you're asking. But I don't say that with any disrespect because I feel like I would have killed on the old challenge. I think that I personally would have done extremely well on the challenge of 10 to 15 years ago when I really wanted to be on it. But I think that me now, the heights over water, the eating challenges, the crazy endurance stuff that is required. I want to give you guys a little. Let me see if I can show you this. Hold on a minute. I'll find it. I'm just finding something really quick. View your channel, videos.
Let's get along. You don't need to call in no work because you the boss. I want you to show me how I consider myself a big deal. Well, you get the feeling what the hot, but ain't gonna get it. I already opened up my body and show me something. You didn't know what's inside, don't need for me to lie. It's too big, it's too wide, it's too strong, it won't fit. It's too much, it's too tough. I walk like this, so gotta be ego. Such a good ego.
Can you hear it though?
I like his name. It's too much, he walk like this,
It had like a karaoke.
usually I'm humble, right now I don't choose. You go with me or you can hide the blues. Some call it arrogance, I call it confidence.
Yeah, so basically that's that. Anyways, y'all, we must be getting into Big Brother mode because I stayed on here for extra maybe 26 minutes longer than I planned. But I appreciate y'all. That's Cache. That is Cache MC. Cache is the song. I don't know if you watch Survivor, but I'm going to Survivor cast. It's a song. Right. Right. This one's on. I didn't know it was one. I was asking him, I'm like, I thought you guys did a song, but you guys never know. And the song, I did a song. I did my famous song. Where is the love? Children, children, and children. Anyway, that's another thing. Yeah, thanks y'all for tuning in. MC, MC Blake, Patricia, y'all are always invited to join the camera. You don't have to turn the camera on if you don't want to. Or if I just turn the camera, I would love to have some panelists. I hope everybody has a wonderful, amazing evening. And I'm going to play my intro and my outro because I love it that much. My honesty is very, very good.
So you literally were one of my very first followers. And then when you followed me and I, followed back, I was like, this dude is cool. Like,
If they say talk to your manager, you just say, you know what, talk to the hand. You don't need to be on my podcast. But, yeah, dude. Yeah, you do a great job.
Thank you. I always get a kick out of talking with you on Patreon. You have a really good, view on everything.
That wasn't planned.
You know what?
Thank
But
you.
I like this Canadian.
Well,
This one.
well, thank you. I